Karla Homolka was born on May 4th, 1970, meaning she is now 39 years of age. She was the oldest of three, well-adjusted, pretty, smart, popular, and received ample love and attention by friends and family. Karla developed a passion for animals and after high school went to work at a veterinary clinic. At age 17, Homolka attended a pet convention in Toronto and met 23-year-old Paul Bernardo. The two had sex on the first day they met. They quickly discovered that they shared the same sadomasochistic desires, with Paul moving quickly into the position of the master and Homolka willingly taking the role as slave, obsessed with fulfilling Bernardo's every fantasy. Over the next few years, the relationship between Homolka and Bernardo intensified, and they shared and encouraged each other's psychotic behavior. It was during this time that Bernardo was involved in raping women with the approval of Homolka. One of Bernardo's constant complaints with Homolka was that she was not a virgin when they met, and Karla, devoted to pleasing Bernardo in every way possible, knew of his attraction to her 15-year-old sister, Tammy, whose virginity was intact. The two decided that they would force Tammy into being a surrogate virgin for her older sister. To help accomplish this, Homolka stole the animal anesthetic halothane from the vet clinic where she worked. On December 23, 1990, at a Christmas party at the Homolka family home, Karla and Paul served Tammy alcoholic drinks spiked with halcyon. After family members retired, the two took Tammy to the basement and Homolka held a cloth soaked in halothane to her little sister's mouth. Once Tammy was unconscious, the couple raped her. During the rape, Tammy began choking on her own vomit and ultimately died. The drugs in Tammy's system went undetected and her death was officially ruled an accident. Unaffected by the death of Tammy, the couple moved in together, and Karla later on offered another virginal gift to Paul, a young girl named Jane. Karla utilized the same methods of luring the young teenager into her grasp as she had with Tammy, and the couple then engaged in brutal sexual attacks of the unconscious teen, capturing the events on videotape. Jane was the sole victim of the rapist couple's attacks that survived. The thirst for Bernardo to share his rapist activities with his lover Homolka increased. On June 15, 1991, Bernardo kidnapped Leslie McAfee and brought her to the couple's home. Bernardo and Homolka repeatedly raped McAfee over a course of several days, videotaping many of the assaults. They eventually killed McAfee and cut her body into pieces, encased the pieces in cement, and threw it into a lake. On June 29th of that same year, Karla and Paul married, exchanging their vows, which included Homolka vowing to love, honor, and obey her new husband. On April 16, 1992, the couple kidnapped 15-year-old Kristen French from a church parking lot after Homolka lured her to their car, pretending to need direction. The couple brought French to their home and for several days videotaped their acts of humiliating, torturing, and sexually abusing the teen. French tried hard to survive the attacks, but right before the couple left for Easter Sunday dinner with the Homolka's family, they killed her. Her body was found on April 30th in a ditch in Burlington.
Don't be aroused by my confession, unless you don't give a good goddamn about redemption. I know Christ is coming, but so am I. You would too if the sexy devil caught your eye. She'll suck it dry, but still you'll cry to be back in her bosom. Do it again, she'll make you weep and moan and cry to be back in her bosom. Do it again.
Before I begin to theorize the various reasons Homolka did what she did, I must accentuate the fact that there are two possible scenarios in each particular theory. 1. Karla is responsible for her actions. This case depicts the possibility of Karla being fully aware of the acts she would commit, playing an active and keen role in the sexual raping, humiliation, and torture of the underage girls. 2. Karla is a victim. She was forced to do what she did, constantly being beaten and abused by her husband, Bernardo, relentlessly feeling the need to please him with gifts of virginity. Karla herself claims that she was a victim in this case, portraying herself as the battered spouse suffering post-traumatic stress syndrome, coerced into committing these multiple abominable acts. I'll be exploring both scenarios for each theory to ensure a complete comprehension of Karla's convictions. My opinion on which scenario I believe to be true will solely be revealed at the end to make certain the audience's judgment is not altered. The question I will be trying to answer with the exploration of these two scenarios is the following. Karla Homolka, prey or predator? Karla had an intense sadomasochistic relationship, with Karla keenly playing the role of the submissive and pliant partner. She was constantly beaten. Bernardo resented her because of the fact that she was not a virgin the first time they had sex. Now, Karla claims she was utterly scared of the man, yet loved him endlessly. Hence the reason she felt the need to bring him tokens of her love, which happened to be young, unwilling, and unconscious teenage girls, all under the age of 16. Bernardo was manipulative, antagonistic, domineering, and physically hostile. He took his bedroom role too seriously, forcing sexual favors from Karla relentlessly, and would recreationally rape women descending from buses. Yes, Karla was well aware of her husband's actions, but once again, she claims to have been absolutely terrified of her partner, fearing the violent actions that would spontaneously appear when Bernardo was the slightest bit displeased. Dr. Graham Glancy, a forensic psychiatrist, identifies Homolka as a probable example of hybristophilia, which describes an individual who is sexually aroused by a partner's violent sexual behavior. Should Karla be an illustration of hybristophilia, she is ultimately as culpable as her lover in the brutal crimes. In addition to the impact of this theory, Homolka happens to fit every single criteria of a hybristophiliac. Submissive to their more violent and domineering partner, generally beaten and abused by said partner, eager to dismiss any evidence of their culpability, and highly manipulative and clever. Karla's IQ was 132.